All right, we're back to work on the Yerf dog. And for once, when I say we, I'm not just talking about me and the mouse in my pocket. In a rare occurrence, Aiden has decided to join us again. Say hi, Aiden.
Hi, Aiden.
Yes, yes. So since this is supposedly his go-kart project, figured maybe we'd get him involved again. So we're gonna put the, last time he lapsed into a coma, so I finished putting the gear, the bearings in without him. And then now we're ready to put this gear case cover back on. I got one of these cheapo gaskets on here, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a light coat of RTV black on the gasket, stick the gasket on there, then put another coat of RTV black, and then put the case cover on. And that should hopefully keep it from leaking. All right, so now that I got a light coating on both sides, I'm just gonna put this thing back together. So the trick is this is gonna slip into that bearing inside there, while this is gonna slip into that bearing, and this is gonna slip into that bearing. Hopefully. And the trick is to get that all to happen simultaneously.
Now we can use the screws to
pull it in, yeah.
I don't have a really good thing.
Why not? Well, I was relying on you. You told me you were going to bring your kit out here. And this is the third extra long. So these 3 screws here go into these 3 points here because they're extra long. Snug these up slowly. Let it push in. Almost there.
Why is there a big gap right there?
Because this one's not in all the way yet.
I know, but even though it is a giant gap.
Nope, that's not a giant gap. Oh, here, this?
Mm-hmm.
That's by design. This area right here has no oil in it. It's completely separate. So they just did it that way. It is what it is. All right, Aiden, once you go ahead and put, remember these 3 right here, these 2 right here, we figured go here.
Mm-hmm.
And the other 3 go there. So you don't have an 8mm socket is what you're saying?
No, I have all standard.
Okay.
Okay, that's something wrong with that.
Don't unscrew them. Screw them in.
I know, but it won't go in.
Why not? What are we doing?
There we go.
Do you see the mark right here?
Yeah.
It's called a witness mark. It's what's left behind by the fact that that clearly had a bolt head there.
Then where did the other bolts go for the case? There's 1, 2, 3.
Well, what I'm looking at is, look at these. Look. These 2 right here, I bet.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7 and 8. Those 2 get. These 2 don't go in there. One of the long ones goes there, because you can see there's plenty of threaded hole behind that. Go get that case. We'll see what lines up with what. I gotta go find an 8mm socket while he's looking for that. Alright, so we're getting ready to put the drive together. This is easy. I'll take it off real quick just to show how this went on in case anybody is actually silly enough to be using these videos as instructional. But basically, we didn't take this apart, which you don't want to. This nut cannot be removed unless you have this clamped down, because of that big spring is putting a ton of pressure on here. If you try and undo this on the bench, you're asking for trouble. I probably said that when we were taking this apart way back when. So this just slides on like that. I want to mention there is a bearing right here. This bearing actually, it looks like it's in pretty good shape. And there is a bearing inside here, which you're not going to be replacing without taking this apart, which I just said we're not doing. The reason why we're not doing that is because when I put this on here and spin it, it actually sounds pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So then this is the part that's through the splines is locked to this shaft. So the idea is, what happens is, this is, I guess when this thing gets really going, at some point these shoes probably open up
Like a brake.
and lock this to this. Well, who knows? All right, this is a self-locking nut, so it only goes on about that far, and I'm gonna need to drive it on to get that on there. So no, we can do that in a bit. Let's work on the other problem at hand, which is the primary side of this CVT drive fell apart, so we've got to figure out how this goes. All right, probably should clean this off. Who cares? What are you doing?
Facing my camera.
All right, so this little slice of heaven here has these funky little things.
One right here.
And these rollers. And yeah, got all these rollers. All right.
What?
Nothing. I was just waiting for you to finish putting the stuff down. Oh, you're gonna keep that for later?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So, goes without saying that this obviously has to go like this because this is where the belt rides, which means this whole mess right here must go on this back side somehow.
Maybe it flips.
Like this?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what these slots are for.
Yeah, but
Oh, here we go. Here it goes like this.
No.
Why not?
There's a thing right there.
Go ahead. Work it out. I've got an eyewitness here, the camera. It's going to show you.
Is that how you got it before?
That's exactly how I had it right before you told me it was wrong. Thank you. All right. But obviously...
I'm going to hold it for you.
I got it. Obviously, these rollers roll in here. Because you can see where they've been rubbing on that. And in here. So, I'm confident that the roller's sitting here like this. That's the easy part. Roller. 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 Roller.
I thought we were missing some, like...
Roller. No, we put it all in this bucket together.
Then these,
Here's the only thing I'm not sure of. Alright, this goes like this. Is these things. Oh, I see where these go. Hold on. These go here.
Oh, I see that. Where's the other one?
Right here. Okay. This goes like this. And that's the assembly. And actually, this can go on first.
That goes on first?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm almost positive this was facing out. Could you see the fan?
Yeah.
So that should go on like that. Now, we don't want to put this on yet because we're going to put the belt on. We'll never get the belt on if we put both of these together. Look at that lovely belt.
Oh, that's...
That's going to be tricky, huh?
Yeah, do you have that thing that you had before that we got from the truck?
What thing is that?
The monkey bar?
The monkey bar? I'm going to pretend I don't know what you're talking about.
If we put it on this side first, and then we can wrap it around.
Dare to dream.
No, put it over here first. And then you can...
No, that's much worse. No, because then you got to get this thing to... This isn't an elastic band. It's not going to stretch like an elastic band. So that's not happening. You've got to do it this way. It's very, very close. Here, let me stand where you are. And I'll see if I can pull it.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Oil. Some people put oil on it so it can slip.
They put oil on the belt.
No, they put oil right there so it can slip onto it a little bit.
I don't know who those people are, but I would advise against any oil coming in contact with this belt at all, or these sheaves for that matter. Call me crazy.
Okay, crazy.
Yeah. I think oil would be a bad idea.
How about a small screwdriver?
No, it's a good way to tear up the belt. Okay, stop.
What?
The camera just shut off. Bored it to death. Probably out of frame. It's amazing how tight that spring is. Did you see what I did there?
Yeah.
I squeezed this and used the belt to actually push the sheave and compress the spring enough. Then I just held it like this while you popped it on.
No.
Did everybody see that?
Hope you did.
So we're not doing it again.
How much do you want this one?
I mean, how much do I want it?
Like,
I want it very little. You're not gonna be able to get that too tight before the whole crankshaft starts turning.
no, you can. Last time you did that, you got fingers pinched.
Yeah. It'll go easy. You know what we need?
What?
Torque values. We really should know what the torque values are of these things.
Let's just tighten them up a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, I mean tighten it up some, and then we'll have to get it. We'll have to look up the torque value for this.
Oh, perfect. 19.
All right, so I went to look up the torque values for this nut and this nut, and in the process, I discovered that turns out there's supposed to be grease in here, in these little ramps where these rollers go, and not only that, but there's actually wear limits that we can check on these rollers. So if the rollers, you're supposed to check them for damage, but even if they're not damaged, you're supposed to check them for the diameter, and if they're worn past a certain point, you're supposed to replace them. So since we had to take it apart to put the grease in there anyways, we might as well check the wear on them. And then there's actually some wear checks we can do here on the clutch side too. So
Take these out.
yeah, go ahead. So I'm going to look that up real quick again while you're doing that. Inspect if there's any damage to the centrifugal roller. Measure the outer damage of the centrifugal roller. The service limit is 17 millimeter or 0.6695 inches. So 669 and a half thousandths or 17 millimeter. 17 right there. So if I set this to 17 millimeter, the rollers should not be able to fit in here. See?
Yeah.
And these probably all are pretty evenly worn, so I'd be surprised if any of these are worn. So that looks all right. All right, so now I'm just going to use, hopefully this grease will be okay for this application. I'm just going to use some white lithium grease. I can use my same crappy brush I used before because this stuff is already dry. So just going to put a smear in there. Uh-oh.
What?
Your camera just shut off. Big thumbs down on your video now. See what you made me do? You made me laugh. Now I got grease on the part that I didn't want to get grease on. This grease is so old, I think Napoleon used it on his cannon axles.
No.
Sure.
What year is this grease?
This was used at the Battle of Waterloo. You know what the Battle of Waterloo was? A major battle in the Napoleonic War. I believe it's the battle where Napoleon was finally defeated. So I'm guessing that probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have a little grease on this too, because this slides in and out, so the whole thing can move.
A little bit, a lot.
Is that your expert opinion?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm loading this up with a ton of grease. A little bit. The heck with that. Alright. So is this supposed to be greased? No, you sure?
Mm-hmm. Nope. You have to take this out.
Oh yeah, that goes on the inside there. Okay.
Now get the belt on.
No, 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 no!
No?
You're gonna get...
Grease on the belt.
Yeah, so... Guess we don't want grease on that. At least not on that part. Okay, hold on. I'll do the same trick I did before.
Oh, no, it's going on.
Wait a minute.
It's going on. I can get on.
Alright, I'll wait for you to finish putting it on and then I'll tell you what I was gonna say. Got it on?
Yeah.
Okay. We're taking this apart so we can check the wear limits on it.
You should have told me.
You didn't want to be bothered. You seemed like you were really, you know, in the zone there.
I wasn't at AutoZone.
Don't say that. I don't get any money from them.
AutoZone can, this is him asking for money from them. Do we need to take it out?
Yeah, there's, we can check the wear limits of this clutch. Believe it or not.
But can we just do this?
Leave that on there for now. Maybe we can leave that on there. Let me just check where it says to measure on that thing. Drive belt pulley inspection. We're supposed to measure the inner diameter of the movable drive plate.
English, please.
That's the movable drive plate. We're probably supposed to measure the inner diameter of it. Let's not bother. Inspect if there's any damage to the drive plate hub. Measure the outer diameter of the drive plate hub. Apply some grease evenly in the movable drive plate. Put the centrifugal, we did that. Install the ramp plate. So this is 40 foot-pounds for this one. Remember that. All right, clutch inspection. Inspect if there is any abrasion or injury to the clutch drum. That's this.
Nothing.
Yeah, it looks good enough. I can't see from my house. Service limit, 125.5 millimeters. So in other words, this metal in here wears. So this diameter gets larger with wear. And we don't want it to be more than 125.5. All right, I got this set to 125 millimeters. And we're gonna use the inside. And, oh, look at that, beautiful. Does not fit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That is a smoking nice clutch plate you got there.
Why do you guys follow this person?
There's some other inspection you can do here, probably just like the thickness of these pads. But see how thick these are?
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of meat on this.
Probably burnt up before they could use it.
I don't know. It's weird. I'm surprised it's in as good a shape as it is. Oh, you're going to need the torque value of that. Driven belt pulley.
Okay, tighten how much I can tighten.
Driven belt pulley inspection. Measure the free length of the spring. Yeah, that's, we take it all apart and you let this, you measure how tall the spring is. Yeah, we're not doing that. Blah, blah, blah. Are you kidding me? I don't see the torque value for this thing.
Okay, something went wrong. We didn't put the front thing on correctly.
What are you doing?
It went up. We did something wrong inside there.
What are you doing?
Seeing if I could put this on a little bit.
Why are you doing that? I didn't ask you to do that.
Yeah, this is not grabbing.
Yeah, make sure you get that grease all over that.
There we go. Okay, it's going on correctly now.
Sure looks like it.
It is, it's going on to it, but the belt's in the way. I'm just going to tighten it by hand.
You do that. There you go. You're going to reverse that. All right. So now I got to go get a torque wrench.
Yeah, and we need one. Wait. Can you tighten this one up as much as you can?
I'm going to go get a strap wrench to hold this.
All right. I have that strap wrench. Gotta try it. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah.
Sounds like it's already clicked, huh?
Yeah.
Try it again, just to make sure. Yeah, all right, that's 40. Yeah. We'll try this one the same. Go ahead.
It's climbing.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get my head out of the way in case. There we go. Alright, that's good.
Guess I didn't have to do it correct that much.
Alright, I'm getting the remnants of the gasket material off of the case here for this other cover. I don't have to be as finicky with this because all this gasket does is supposed to keep, I guess, water and dirt from getting in there. But the irony is, the way that the case is designed, there's a big hole in the front here that air is inducted into by this fan, and then I guess it blows back out the back of the case through this weird. So if we look at the cover, this is the front edge here. You got this big opening here, so it sucks in right in the center here. It's a centrifugal, basically it's a centrifugal type of fan, and then that pressurizes the case and causes the air to blow across the clutch in the back here and then out this weird arrangement right here, which this must be designed to keep, I guess, stuff from wanting to fall in there or whatever. It's still kind of funky. I'm not being as finicky about these surfaces as I would be with like the gear case cover or anything else, because I'm not even going to use any sealant on this, because again, this is just for keeping out the moisture and dirt and keeping this basically airtight so that the air that's pulled in by this fan has to be forced back through here and exit out the rear. There's also a little hole in the bottom, kind of, I'm assuming that's for condensation to drip out right here. The way this is designed, it's got a weird little opening right there. So anyways, this goes on this way. And this is where a rubber mallet would be handy. Like I said, don't put them all in because we're probably just going to end up taking out.
We need a longer one right here.
Right here? Alright, put all the rest of the bolts and the clips back in here. Actually, this is not rear shaft cover anymore, so we can get that out of there. Alright, so we'll call this a wrap.